Oh yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna get used to this music, man. This music is pretty amazing. Oh boy. Alright, I'm sorry, Wagner, but I have to cut you off because you're trying to run into my show here. Wow. Oh man, let me adjust my mic here. Oh, there we are. Whew. Man, I stayed up way too late yesterday, man. I did not go to bed, no joke, until like 7 a.m. I was up and I was doing stuff, and it was one of those situations where you just keep looking at the time, and before you look at the time and it's like 11 p.m., and it's midnight, and it's 1 a.m., and 2 and 3, and every time the hour goes by, you realize to yourself, okay, if I don't go to bed right now, I'm probably going to have a hard time operating tomorrow. But for some reason, you're just like, forget it. Let's just keep going. And so, you know, you just keep going. And before you know it, and you just keep saying that over and over and over again every single hour. And before you know it, you look at the time and you're like, oh crap, did I really stay up that late? And it's like, well, yeah, you did. So that's what happened yesterday. I think I finally realized like 6:15, 6:30 or so. And then I was like, okay, I really, really need to make myself go to sleep. So went, had a bath, got all nice and clean, hopped into bed, and was out like a freaking light. Just out. So I guess that, I mean, it's good and it's bad. It's good in the sense that I obviously worked a whole bunch, and that's good. And bad because I worked myself a little too much. So yeah, that was kind of nuts. But yeah, we've got a few things we got.
Yugioh Duel
Yes, Yugioh Duel Links, hooray! Okay, let's bring that up. I'm gonna set that in the background for now, and I'll give the stream a few minutes to get a few more people in. But there are definitely a few things that we need to discuss. Some things, if you are in our Discord server, we discussed yesterday within the Discord server. And I know I try to keep things generally, I guess I would say family friendly, which is usually the case here for the show, or at least mostly family friendly. It's not perfect. The occasional four-letter word has come out, but it's been very minimal. I think you all would agree. But yeah, there's a couple of things that we really do need to address. And I hate to get serious on you guys, but it has to be done. We got to do it. Again, if you were in Discord yesterday, then you know you probably know what I'm going to bring up. Yeah, there was, for those of you who don't know, there was a shooting in Jacksonville, Florida yesterday. I know Moni's in chat. Blescobar. I don't know if Blescobar was there talking with us in Discord. I know Moni was. I don't know if Mujim was. But yeah, apparently at a Madden tournament. Yes, the John Madden football tournament. Some guy just went bonkers, and he decided that he was going to kill a bunch of people. Yeah, man. I mean, again, I know people are like, "Oh, that's a real bummer." You know, we don't want to talk about that. Actually, we probably do. And again, I know that in Duel Links we usually keep it pretty light. We keep things, let's just get to the card games. But I'm just only dedicating a small portion of the show to this. Anyways, but yeah, per CNN, gaming community and friends mourn Jacksonville shooting victims. From what we see here, we talked about it yesterday a little bit, but we've got some updated information. 11 people injured, and the gunman killed 2 people. One of them being Taylor Robertson, 27 years old, from Ballard, West Virginia. Another one named Eli Clayton, he was 22, from Woodland Hills, California. And those are your two victims. There was a third death, but I think we can kind of figure out who that third death is because, unfortunately, the gunman was a real coward. And instead of facing the music, he decided just to, Anyways, but yeah, those 2 people unfortunately are dead, and they are. I mean, honestly, I'd never heard of them, but they're gamers, man, and we always make the joke, especially in gaming, the whole get good thing. And I know it was created in jest, and I'm not knocking it. It's just a joke, you know. I never really thought that this sort of thing would happen. I kind of always, you know, it was kind of in the back of your mind, like, I wonder if this sort of thing could happen. Well, apparently it can, because we've seen, you know, people go off on things like, you know, relationships, money problems, political differences, that sort of thing. This is the first time that we've seen, or at least that I've seen, somebody lose their cool, I guess, and take a gun and go and start shooting people over a video game. Well, let me preface that real quick. It is unconfirmed at this point that he went nuts because of losing a video game. Okay, I think it was in Discord yesterday we were talking about. There was one news source out of Australia that was stating that he had apparently lost in the tournament and then decided to go back and open fire. So that was per one, and I apologize, I don't remember the name of the news source. Again, it was out of Australia. CNN, per their information, is stating that that is unconfirmed as to what his motive was. So I just wanted to make that clear. But yeah, man, I never really thought I would come to this. Um, it speaks miles as to, and again, I don't want to go off on a tangent here. I want to kind of stick to what we're talking about, but it really does kind of reflect on where we are as a country here in the United States. Because you know, there are a lot of things obviously to get mad about in this country. You know, you can talk about politics, you can talk about kneeling football players, you can talk about dying senators, you can talk about a president who does really questionable things. I just never thought that we would get to this point where we actually have gamers killing other gamers, quite possibly over a video game. Now, obviously, you will have, you know, some of you all have been here for some of my streams. You understand that, you know, I try to keep cool, but I'm not going to lie, I occasionally lose my cool and I just get frustrated. And, you know, I can't deal with it. But instead of going insane, I try my best to just kind of step back from it all. And I can't ever imagine being so angry over a video game that I would go and do something like this. But apparently there are people out there that do that. And I'm not going to mention his name because that's, you know, I'm pretty sure you can just go and Google his name. If you really wanted to, you could. That's up to you if you want to. I'm not going to give him any sort of glory by mentioning him. I will mention the victims, though, again. Taylor Robinson, 27. Eli Clayton, 22. Taylor had a kid, man. It's just, you know, not that it makes it any more tragic than Eli's death, but I mean, the guy had a kid, man. Come on. It's like, really, you really gonna do that? You're really gonna go and just end this guy's life, quite possibly simply because you lost a video game? Come on, man. We can't do that stuff. I sincerely hope none of you have been that angry. And I mentioned it specifically because I have said before that Duel Links is hyper competitive. It really is. There are a few people like myself who are a bit more casual. We just like the game. We like playing. We like making different decks. We like seeing all the different stuff. The main reason I play, you know, the Amazon, the meta deck that I play now, and that I dual rank duels, is it makes for a good stream. It's a good show, you know, and I don't mind doing that. You know, if it were up to me, I probably wouldn't do ranked duels all that often. But I know you guys enjoy it, and so I do it, and it's fine. If I win, great. If I lose, you know, it happens. But oh, excuse me. But yeah, just promise me, guys, don't ever do something like this, please. I don't care how angry you are. Don't go off and start literally killing people. If it's a video game, fine, but in real life, let's not do that. Anyway, that was, you know, that was my whole little spiel that I wanted to go over. Hopefully it didn't take up too much of the stream there. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you guys have your opinions on what was going on there. Yeah, the whole thing's just a huge, unfortunate event. Unfortunate for the victims. For the perpetrator, I hope he, you know, I don't really know what I hope at this point. But yeah, man, it sucks. Let's try and prevent that sort of behavior. What do you say? Anyway, yeah, enough seriousness. Let's try and get try and lighten up the mood here. I know it's a little hard to lighten the mood after a subject that heavy, but you know, like I said, I felt that we had kind of at least had to mention it. I know some of you aren't in the United States, but oh man, did I already break my game? Apparently I did. I have to restart it. I know some of y'all aren't in the United States, but here in the States, obviously we've got a gun problem. But I'm not gonna get into that. You know, everybody has their opinions on that. That's a whole can of worms you'd be opening up there if we were to start talking about guns, and that. I think that's a topic for a different stream or a different video altogether. So let me go ahead and reopen Duel Links here. Maroon, we have ISIS in the area, so we're used to that. Yeah, well, I mean, I hate to admit it, but we're kind of used to that in the U.S. now too. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just anyway, I'm going to open up the duel room. I'll put 30 people, but I don't think we're gonna get 30 people. And one other thing that I kind of was going to ask you guys to do here, I'll put the room ID in chat for y'all. There we go. And hello, Club Noxus. Noxus? I apologize. And Magikarp. Hello, Magikarp. Where was I going? Oh yeah, we're gonna do room ID. I already did that. Okay, one other thing I want to ask you guys for help is the Silent Magician deck, dude. I've had those cards for a good 2 weeks now. It's been about 2 weeks, hasn't it? Something like that. And I mean, I haven't built the deck. I have not built it. So I guess maybe at some point in the stream y'all can help me build it, because I mean I obviously I don't know how to build it. I mean, I have seen that variation, the Crystal Beast Silent Magician, that seems to work fairly well. There is that variation that I saw within the event where it was just straight up silent deck, like Silent Magician, Silent Swordsman with level ups, and I had 3 copies of level ups, so that's an option. Spellbook, I've seen that variation too. I don't know if I have all the Spellbook cards. I think it would probably be easier. Yeah, that's another variation. Gravekeepers. I don't have the Gravekeepers because I would need the Gravekeepers Recruiter. But I think the one that would probably be easiest to build for me would probably be Crystal Beast, because I do have quite a few of the Crystal Beast cards. So, like I said, at some point, maybe we'll dig into, you know, and on top of that, I have to think, well, who do I want to put the deck on? You know, because of the various abilities. Obviously, when I chose Taya, it wasn't necessarily because I thought, oh, this is a great move. No, I actually chose Taya because you guys recommended her. Because you all said, hey, the Holy Guard thing is not that bad. And I was like, because initially I was going to use Joey's Sogen ability, because they're warriors. But then as I tested a little bit, I was like, wait a minute, I'm powering up Fur Hires too, so that's not really good. And so that's when I asked you guys, and one of y'all mentioned Taya's ability for Holy Guard. And interestingly enough, it has worked out amazingly. It works great. I mean, at least the way that I play the deck, Holy Guard works wonderfully. Because of Holy Guard, I'm not afraid to just go and start ramming into monsters on my turn all the time, because I don't take damage. And then I can just use the Onslaught to get rid of stuff. So yeah, that's how we got to there. Because I already kind of knew how I wanted to build the deck. I mostly built the deck on my own. I know you guys had a little input, and that's great. But yeah, you guys also recommended Taya's ability, and that has worked out wonderfully. So I want to thank you guys for that. But yeah, here let's see if we can jump into some duels here. Again, this is Meta Monday. Unlike the weekend, it's everything goes. You can run your For Hires, you can run your Amazons, you can run your Masked Hero, you can run whatever you want. So it may not be pretty, but of course you guys know what I'm going to bring. You all know. So don't be getting angry. Hey, where'd you go, Magikarp? You were just there, weren't you, Magikarp? Well, Carp took off on me. I was gonna say, hey, let's go ahead and start with Carp. Oh, there he is. Okay, good. Wasn't there somebody else who I was meaning to duel yesterday and didn't get a chance to? Oh, Furry Karibo. That's right. If Furry Karibo shows up, if he appears today, you guys get my attention because I don't think I got a chance to really duel him yesterday. So if he comes in, then yeah, we want to definitely try and get him in. We want to get a duel with him. All right. So Joey Wheeler versus Tate Gardner. But yeah, just like you guys said, I'm thinking Crystal Beasts. Simply because I've seen it play and it works fairly well. And I'm pretty certain I have all the cards. I think the only card I may not have multiples of is Crystal Regeki, but I can generally go and get that from the card trader if I remember correctly. Well, Carp, you know what's coming, man. I'm gonna set that down. I'm gonna end the turn. Yeah, that's true. Dan might be able to give me a little tip there. Dark World Dealings. Let's see, what do we got? Each player draws one card, then each player discards one card. Okay. Well, let me think. Who do I want to discard? Who did he discard? Oh. I guess I'll dump that. Dark World Dealings. Come on, move on, move on, move on. More Dark World Dealings. This is actually doing me a huge favor right here. Because honestly, a lot of these cards do me much better good in the graveyard. But I think what they may be trying to do here is a simple mill. Because he's just going to keep doing this over and over and over again. Which is boring, but effective. Yep, more Dark World Dealings. He's going to get all this stuff into the graveyard. Oh, this worked out. Here we go. Let's put the little guy in there. He's dumping a lot of stuff into the graveyard. Trance Arc Fiend. Let me see what this thing is. Once per turn, you can discard one Fiend type monster, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack. Bloop. He's just drawn and drawn and drawn. Let's see. We're gonna choose dark. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Gotta think here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Let's see if I can get this worked out. And I'm using up a lot of time here. That's why I'm kind of pushing forward a little bit here. Okay. So we're gonna bring out the Sage. Doink that. Let's do this first. We're going to bring out our queen. Oh, do you have a Kribo? He sure did have a Kribo. I was like, is he going to do the Kribo? That's why I wanted to do the other ones first, just to see what was going on there. Okay. Darn. Well, we did as much as we could. I kind of had a feeling he was going to have a Kribo because he's got all them dark monsters in there. Yeah, that's fine. Dark World Lightning. Wiz going to be OP with Silent Attack. I know I'm a little bit behind on chat, but I've actually been concentrating on this match. Oh, here we go. We know who's coming. The Dark Necrosteer. Soon to be followed by Dark Master Pork. I'm just kidding. Gonna hit another Kribo. Yep. And I imagine does he have a third Kribo in his hand? He just might. Nah, no third Kribo. Okay. Good duel, sir. Yeah, I mean, I kind of see what you were going for there when you were cycling through your deck like crazy. The only thing is when you kept doing Dark World dealings, you actually kept drawing me into a better hand. So I was like, sure, I'll dump these cards in the graveyard. Sure, I'll dump Baby Tiger in there. It don't matter. Yeah, I mean, you draw yourself into a better hand, but you also draw your opponent into a pretty good hand too. So you got to be careful with that. But good duel, sir. So let me see. Carp and Bless are going at it now, and let me see. Maroon is there, so I guess we're gonna face Maroon, huh? I don't even. Oh, hold on. Sorry, let me cancel that. Maroon is moving over to me. There we go. Now begin. Gold 5. So both of us are gold 5s. So this should be an interesting match. Oh no, I think I know what this is. Based on who he's using, I think I know what it is. If it is what I think it is, oh, this is gonna suck. And I wouldn't put it past Maroon to play something specifically knowing that I was going to be playing Amazons. He's just like, I know Richard plays Amazons. Let me play something that I know he can't beat. Furry Karibo! There you are! Thank you for getting my attention. But yeah, Karibo, I was saying that yesterday I don't think I got to duel you. So I wanted to make sure and get in at least one duel with you. And yeah, here we go. I see exactly what's coming now. No! No! Atlantean heavy something guy. Let's see, what's this guy doing? You can use this crystal directly. Oh crap! Yeah, I didn't get the greatest starting hand for my deck either, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. Yeah, see, stealth attack. I knew that's exactly what he was doing. See, stealth attack. Doinko! Yeah, unfortunately, there's really not a whole lot that I can do against this deck. It's just, yeah. I mean, honestly, I should probably just surrender right now, but I'll give him the, I guess I'll give him a little glory here, even though, I know he did this on purpose, knowing that I was going to be running Amazons. So, yeah. I know you, Maroon. I know you. And you did this specifically because I was running Amazon. And you knew I was running Amazons. I should come back and start playing the rest of the day with a deck that I know would absolutely terrorize the backfield. And you guys know I have decks like that. Because I immediately, when I saw you bring it out, I mean, I had a feeling you were playing it, but then when I saw you bring it out, I was like, man, if I were playing my dragon deck, you would be in so much trouble right now. But like I said, I'll take the L. It happens. I'm taking a look at my Restream chat. It's one of the services that I use. And they definitely redesigned chat, man. Looks different. Looks huge. Wish I could show you a screenshot of that. But yeah, it looks massive. Ouchie! Alright, let's see. Bless and Carp are still going at it. And Furry, if you want, you can hop into the room. Remember, today's Meta Monday, dude. So if you want, you can bring your meta deck. And that's perfectly fine. Or you don't, I mean, you don't have to bring a meta deck. I mean, basically it's just no holds barred is really what it is. But we call it Meta Monday because Dre said, hey, that sounds kind of catchy. And I was like, you know, that actually does sound kind of catchy. So we call it Meta Monday, but it pretty much means that you can just run whatever you want. So let's see. Furry and Scorpion. Blast is down there. I don't see anybody else. Well, I guess I can face Bless while I'm waiting for Furry. I don't see him in here. Okay. I wanted to kind of give him a minute. Let me give Furry a minute, because like I said, I do owe him a duel. So I'll give him a minute to hop in, just in case that's what he's doing. And I'll go back over here real quick. Here, we can go look at Monster World. Class is almost starting. Oh, man. Okay. See you later, dude. Don't be skipping no school. Don't be like me. Oh, man. I hate to admit it, but dude, I skipped so much school, man. And I have to tell you, it was totally worth it. I'm kidding. Don't skip school. Don't. Stay in school, man. Because I can tell you right now, if I... In hindsight, if I could choose to either go to class when I was a teenager or be an adult, I'd go to class, man. Dude, adulting is not fun. I don't know. I guess it's kind of one of those... what's the word I'm looking for? It's sort of paradoxical because, you know, when you're young, you kind of have this idea, oh, man, when I'm older, I can go do whatever I want, and I can go out, and if I want to, I can eat, you know, cereal for dinner, and that's pretty true. But at the same time, when you're a kid, you don't add everything up quite right. And so by the time you become an adult and you're in your early or mid-20s, and then you realize you're like, well, I'm an adult now, and I can go out and I can do whatever I want, but I really don't want to anymore. One, because you can't afford it. Because, you know, things like rent come into play. Okay. Well, that's all we're going to do there. I just wanted to waste up some of my stamina. Let me go back to the room. Let me see if Karibo's in here. If Karibo is not in here, then I'll just face Bless. Okay, he's not in here. Well, at least not that I see. Yeah. Okay, so I'll go ahead and hop on the table with Bless, and we'll do that real quick. But yeah, I was actually probably one of the strangest students I think my school ever saw. And I don't mean strange as in, ooh, he was an outcast. He was this weird guy with, everybody thought he was the crazy lunatic. No, nothing like that, man. And let me tell you what I mean. I've always been an intellectual. In case you all don't really understand what that means, it basically means that whenever I learn of something new or something, is presented to me, I generally like to go and research it as much as possible and just learn about it, And so yeah, even as a teenager, I was like that. You can ask my mother. We actually had a set, it was an old set, but it was still a set of encyclopedias. Those things that no longer exist anymore because of the internet. And oh man. And you got to pay rent since nowadays houses are too expensive to buy. Pretty much. And gosh, I kind of want to do that. Okay. But anyways, yeah, I was an intellectual even when I was a teenager. And so admittedly, yeah, I would skip a lot of school. But the strange thing about it was, when you think of people skipping school, you think that they're kind of delinquents and they go off and they do all kinds of crazy stuff and he saw me attacking with swordswoman and he was like, oh crap. Oh, we're not done yet, buddy. Hold on. What kind of monster is this? An earth. Nope. Let's dump that sucker. Because I know he has another one. And anyways, get back to the story. Whenever... Oh, Sphere Karibo. Okay, that was a good move. Okay. Well, whenever I would skip school, you would think, oh, well, delinquents, they go off and they do crazy stuff. They get into mischief and trouble. And I wouldn't do that. I was such a delinquent that when I would skip school... Ooh, Lava Golem. Kind of want to leave that there. Anyways, but when I would skip school, I would go to the library. I wish I were kidding. But yeah, I would go to the library. And I'm not talking about the library at my school. I mean, we have a nice, big, huge library here in town. And, yeah, I would go to the library. And I would read books. And you're like, what kind of a delinquent does that? And I'm like, well, yeah, that's the whole thing. And I know I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to attack into it anyway. Oh, maybe not. Okay. But anyways, yeah, that's what I would do. I would skip school, and I would go to the library. Because my mother was even freaking out about it when she found out what I was doing. She was just like, you go to the library? I'm like, yeah. She was like, she didn't really know how to think of it. Because, I mean, really, again, you imagine when a kid skips school, you imagine how exactly, what are they doing to get themselves in trouble? And when you hear that they're going to the library, it doesn't really compute. It doesn't make sense. Oh, wow, look at that. But anyways, yeah, that was the kind of delinquent I was when I was in high school. I was such a terrible person that I would skip school and go to the library. How to unlock Marek? I think you unlock him just from leveling, don't you? I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've unlocked Marek. I really don't remember. But as far as unlocking him at the gate, I think when you, as you level up, he will. And I think once you open him up within the game, as you go from stage to stage, then he opens himself up at the gate. Oh, are you serious? Okay, fine. What you gonna do? You gonna hit me for a whole bunch, huh? Huh? Fine. Oh, gonna end the turn. Okay. Lava Golem! No! Stop trying to kill me! We were supposed to be friends! Oh, here we go. What you gonna do? Floodgate? Okay, I still get my effect, so that's fine. Let's see, so we'll put that down there. Gotta think, gotta think. Let's see. Because I know what I need to do there, but then I still have this problem. So let's end. Gonna end the turn, huh? Let me think. Gotta put that down. Gotta bring that up. Oh wow, what a draw. How can I do this? I apologize for being quiet. I'm actually concentrating here. I have to do this just right or I'm going to die next turn. Because I imagine he has another lava golem in his hand. So I've got to do everything I possibly can at this point. Yes, Chalice basically makes them into normal monsters for the turn. Let's do this. Yes. Let's bring some willpower. I'm going to set this. I'm really not sure if this is going to work, but I'm just trying it. Yes. Oh, he's thinking now. Wall, okay. We'll let that go through. Let me think. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at my time. I know. I gotta hurry. I gotta make a choice. Dang, that's all I can do. Because I spent so much time trying to think it over that, yeah, that hurt. So if he draws a swordswoman, then I'm pretty much dead. Which he might already have in hand, so... Or if he gets another lava golem, that's gonna suck. I mean, versus a deck like this, you really do have to think it out. Because I soaked up the lava golem for as much as I can, or for as much as long as I could. And I knew I eventually had to get rid of it, so... But if he has a swordswoman or another lava golem, then I'm in some serious trouble. So, I'll have to just see how it works out. Uh-oh, no DC, man. This has been an interesting match. No, come on. Okay, there we go. I got a little worried there because it was going for a bit. Oh, you're gonna end the turn. Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. I know what you're thinking, guys. I know what you're thinking. But stick with me here. My story gets better. Sphere Freeba. Oh, another Karibo! Get out of here! Gotta end my turn because I'm so low on time now. Oh, he drew the swordsman when I knew that was gonna happen. Get out of here! Good game, dude. You did what you had to do that last round. That was a smart move, man. You were just buying yourself another turn. So yeah, because I originally went with the Sage because I didn't know what you had back there, but that was essentially a bluff card, but that was a good duel, man. Yeah, 2 Karibos. Can you believe it? It's like, get out of here with your Karibos. There's Furry, master. Alright, Furry. You had Floodgate? Yeah. Well, I mean, you did what you should have done. I mean, it was really the only thing you could do, but you definitely did what you should have done. I would have done that. I would have held the Karibos and discarded, hoping that I wouldn't get yet another monster, because you knew I was going to bring a monster. But yeah, you were discarding, hoping for the top deck, because you have 3 swordswomen in that deck. I know you do. I think that the one thing that backfired a little bit on you was that you knew well, maybe you didn't know I was bringing Amazons, but you had the Cypher Soldier out there, and I hit you with the swordswoman myself, and you were like, oh crap, that's not gonna work. You know, I probably made a mistake by getting rid of the Cypher Soldier. I probably should have left that on the field, because at the time, I don't think you had a way to get rid of my swordswoman. So, well, I mean, you may have had Lava Golem. Yeah, I think you may have had Lava Golem already in your hand. So maybe that was it. But yeah, I probably should have left Cypher out there. But even then, if you would have dumped my 2 cards and given me Lava Golem, I still could have taken out Cypher later on. Oh yeah, Dan. I was saying earlier in the stream that I've had those Silent Magician cards for so long. You know, it's kind of a sin now that, you know, I spent that money to get to get all those cards, and I still haven't even built the deck, and it's been like 2 weeks. And that's because I put off getting the cards for like 2 or 3 weeks because I kept thinking, well, you know, am I really going to play this deck? And so yeah, I figure, you know, I definitely need to take some time and actually, you know, build the deck here. Let's see what this guy is. When this card's normal summon or flip, summon face up, add one spellbook card. Okay. So you know it's coming. Furry knows what's coming. That's right, it's an Amazon. It's Wonder Woman. Dwinkos. That's all I can do. Cannot draw due to restart. I mean, if you have a build, you can just, you know, if you want to save some time, you can just stick it in Discord. Spellbook of Fate. Banish one card and one card your opponent controls. Sure. Kinda had to do that. Spellbook of Eternity. So many of these, I mean, because the whole thing, it's just basically, it cycles the deck constantly, just over and over and over again. That's why I find spellbooks kind of boring. Because all you're doing, because basically it's, here, activate this card to search for another card. Then activate that card to search for yet another card. And then it's a huge cycle. That's why I find it kind of boring. So I'm going to take 9. Alright, well here's to hoping we get the top deck. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Kind of want to do that. But I'm going to wait. I know we're going to get more spellbook cards here. Oh, you had nothing. Oh my gosh. Let me think. Let's wait. Damn. Yes. Oh, he's got something in his hand? No. Oh, good game, sir. I think the pivotal point in that duel was when I chaliced that little guy. Because that stopped you from searching that one time. You had other spell cards, yeah. But I think that chalice is what threw you off. Because you weren't able to search that one additional card. Chalice works well versus pretty much any deck where they are heavily dependent on their monster effects to activate. It's extremely good versus fur hires. I can tell you that. And obviously, it worked here in this case versus Spellbook because they weren't able to get their search. So yeah, basically, anytime that you want to try and negate a monster's ability, Chalice is great. That's I mean I don't even I mean because people it was one of the first big cards that I got in the game. And at first I didn't really see the benefit of it, but then as time went on, I was like, okay, this meta or the game itself is very dependent on the effect monsters. And if one of those effects, like if somewhere within the chain, like if you're playing for hire, you bring out beats, does his effect, and then it brings out another monster, and then that other monster does their effect, and then they bring out yet another monster. If you can interrupt that chain somewhere in there, you can usually throw the player off because it screws with their timing. And so yeah, like if he brings out beat and he tries to activate that effect and you chalice it, sure, his monster gets pumped up by 400, but usually that's fine because then just like that they're no longer able to continue their cycle of effect activations, so it throws them off. Like the same thing could happen here. Like if they had a chalice set down and I brought out my princess, then obviously I wouldn't be able to get my search, which, I mean, yeah, she'd be at 1600, but I wouldn't be able to get my search for Onslaught, and that's a big card. I mean, it wouldn't completely ruin my turn, seeing as how she'd still be at 16 attack, but it would definitely make things a little more interesting. Oh, man. I'm gonna wait on that. Snowman Eater! Ouchie! That's why I like Snowman Eater. We were having that discussion a couple of days ago as to Man-Eater Bug or Snowman Eater. Man-Eater Bug or Snowman Eater. That's why I like Snowman Eater a little better. And that was my argument. That was specifically my argument. I said I like him because he's got that 19 defense. So, whereas... Man-Eater Bug would be destroyed at that point. He stays. And so he is exactly what he needed right here, which was tribute fodder. Now, of course, it didn't really work out for him, but it's still... Basically, this guy did what he was supposed to do. He did his job. Kind of want to do this, but I'm a little fearful of what they have back there. A little. Let's see. Because you gotta think here, dude. Do you want to activate that wall and save your monster and take a little damage? Oh, widespread. Okay. That's actually not bad either. That was a good trade-off, because I was going to take the widespread anyway. So that's not a bad trade-off for him. Oh wow, you had nothing. That stinks. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. We'll bring the princess again. We're gonna search for... No, not that. Here, we'll do this. We'll do some willpower. We're going to set our willpower. Good game, sir. I got a little worried when I saw you break out that Grand Marg, but the fact that you targeted my Floodgate instead of my Onslaught was the pivotal point there. I was like, please don't hit Onslaught. And then I saw you target Floodgate, and I was like, okay, thank you. So there was a little bit of luck there for me. But I like you using that Snowman Eater, man. I think that's a good card. I think it's a very good card. Good duel, sir. And I'm a fan of Grandmarg. In one of my other decks that's non-meta, I use Grandmarg. And I think he's a very solid card. And now it's Mr. Dre. I know what he's bringing. We all know what Dre's bringing. So let's get in here and let's get this match going, because we know what he's going to bring. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. That sounded terrible. Anyways, let's see. Is it Dre Day? Or is it time for Wonder Woman to triumph again? You got 2 Sangins? If you haven't seen my pack opening video from last night, then you missed out on the most interesting show I've seen in a long time. Yeah, that pack opening for me yesterday was brutal. It was just brutal. Oh, man. It's on the channel in case, you know, if y'all want to go watch it later. But yeah, that pack opening, man. Oh my gosh. I think you could literally hear me crying. Dan left me a message earlier because he finally caught the video and he's like, "Are you serious?" And I'm like, "Yep, apparently I am." Yeah, sorry, gotta set that guy down. Shh, be quiet, Benia. Come on, man. What are you doing? Oh, it's a silent magician. That's okay. Tiger's not bad when he's in the graveyard. It all depends what I draw next, though. Darn. Hold on, before you all freak out from what I just did. There is an idea behind it, okay? Just, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but it's an idea. We'll see how it works out. I'll let you know if it's a good idea or not here in a moment. Transcendent crystals. Straight flush. No! Let's see, what can I do here? Again, I'm assuming that you all know what I'm playing, so that's why y'all are playing decks that pretty much go against what I'm trying to do. I imagine that's why we're seeing Shaolin, and I imagine that's why we're seeing Straight Flush. Well, there is one card that could possibly help me here, and that's it. I'm behind on cards, though, badly. Oh, they're thinking now. That's exactly what I would have done. So he could bring his big guy. Or girl, whatever you want to call it. Gonna swing again. Come on. Activate. Oh, you're gonna chalice it? I would chalice it. If you chalice, you're gonna have a massive advantage here. Oh, wow, he didn't. Well, you know what's coming. The only bad thing is I imagine that's like a dust tornado. I really do. I imagine that's a dust tornado, and he probably has a Cosmic Cyclone in hand. I may have played a little too quickly there, and I'm sure you all can see why. Crystal Regeki. No! Well, I can do that. This is gonna sting! Yeah, I think I lost. I did misplay one thing. I should have done something else a little earlier. But no, Benia, it's not the misplay you think it is. And then he can swing with this and go for the win. Good duel, sir. Oh, come on. Don't be a chomp. Just finish the duel, dude. I'll remember that, dude. I remember that. You're trying to show off. I'm gonna remember that. Furry Master and Fallen Angel are going at it. And that's really it. There's nobody else in the room. Interesting. Let's see. Let me hop back over here real quick. I think I got some stuff here. Let me see. Played 5 PvP duels. Wow, I got a whole 5 gems. And I guess if I want, I could go try and get some ranked in and get some more coins. I'm going to jump back over to Monster World real quick while I wait for more people to shop. Although, let's see. We're 1 hour and 10 minutes in. So I don't know if anybody else is going to show up, man. Let's see. I guess really the only thing I can do is face this guy. Well, here, I'll just do it. I'll do it as an auto duel. let it go through real quick. Ow. Sorry, my leg is hurting. Ow. Oh my god. I think I just got Benia's starting hand. Look at this. I got all junk monsters. Not junk monsters, but tributes, so I couldn't bring them. You're getting up. Yeah, that's the thing about meta decks, is they tend to get a little boring. I mean, I do fairly well with my Amazon deck. Obviously, I still make the occasional mistake. But I do fairly well with it, and occasionally it does get boring. That's why... I think that's why the weekends are important for us, as far as the stream goes, because it encourages people to try new things and build new decks. So that's why I really like the weekend. Let's see. Did I don't think I completed one of the previous areas here. Let me take a quick look. Come on, load up. Let's see. Did I not complete one of the previous... Oh, yeah, 2 areas I did not finish here. I don't know why that's funny, Maroon. I mean, sea stealth really, really hurts Amazons. That's not a secret. So I don't know why that's funny. It's kind of like how I play my Amazons versus Fur Hires. Based on how I play my Fur Hire deck and how I use it, yeah, furries are probably going to lose against me. That's just how it is. Same thing with Sea Stealth Attack. Sea Stealth Attack, once that card's on the field, based on how I have my deck right now, yeah, it's pretty much a death sentence. So once Sea Stealth is out there, it's let me think. Based on the cards that I have, seriously, I don't think I have anything really that can counter Sea Stealth. I really don't. I mean, I could always make adjustments, but yeah, I mean, I could throw in like the random Dust Tornado. Hello, Hokage. Yeah, with Mermails. That's partially why, Maroon, that's partially why I was asking you all earlier, maybe I need to go ahead and build the Silent Magician deck now. Because, I mean, with the new cards and KC Cup coming up, I may run into some major problems if I run Amazons. I really might. Actually, you know what would be better than Cosmic Cyclone? Galaxy Cyclone. I know you guys are familiar with that card. If you're not, then you need to go get familiar with that card. That card, it's an ultra rare, so it's hard to get. It's in the new box, but essentially it's like a Mystical Space Typhoon. Like, it starts as a Mystical Space Typhoon, and then when it's in the graveyard, if you want, you can then remove it from play and destroy a face-up monster. Or not a monster, a face-up spell or trap. So basically, you can play it like a Mystical Space Typhoon and destroy a face-up or a face-down spell or trap. It goes to the graveyard, and then later on, not that same turn though, but later on in other turns after that, you can then remove it from play to destroy a face-up magic trap. It's a good card, dude. I can't believe I didn't even realize it. When I was looking at stuff yesterday, when I was going through more stuff, and I looked at that card, I was like, that's a pretty darn good card, man. I mean, yeah, you have to wait a turn between the time you initially get that first effect to the second effect, but it's nice to have that effect sit in the graveyard. The only thing that could really hurt it would be if they removed it from play. But even then, at the very least, you still got a Mystical Space Typhoon-like effect out of it. So at the very least, it's going to probably destroy at least one card. Now, the downside is that Mystical Space Typhoon, if you all know, is a quick play. This is not a quick play. Oh, dude, it doesn't need to target Citadel well. No, here, we'll go look at it. Yeah, I'm not talking about Citadel well. I'm talking about Sea Stealth. says here. Here it is. Target one set spell trap card on the field. Oh, okay, yeah. See, target one set spell trap. The only bad thing is versus Sea Stealth is that if you target a set spell trap card on the field, they can always activate it. Now, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to play out. Because if it's set and you activate and then you chain and activate Sea Stealth, it's no longer face down, but you still met the requirement of it targeting a set spell or trap card. So I think it would still get the effect. So Sea Stealth would be gone. Then this goes to the graveyard and then says, during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one face up spell trap card on the field, destroy it. You can only use this effect of Galaxy Cyclone once per turn. So I think it'll help. I'm not saying, okay, look, I'm not saying that this is going to destroy that deck. Let's not get into hyperbole here, okay? I'm not one of those YouTubers that's just like, oh, this is going to destroy this deck. No, it's not. It's not going to destroy it, but it can help against it. Because I can tell you right now, if I had one of these, I would probably consider taking out one of my rushes for it in the Amazon deck. Because I have 2 rushes. But if I had one of these, I might switch out a rush. Because that's a very useful card, especially considering that, yeah, like you said, with Mermails now, we're going to see that a lot in Casey Cup. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to at least try this. You know, as far as will it work or not, obviously I don't know, because I don't have the card. But, I mean, I think it's a solid card. You know, as with any card, it's got its ups and it's got its downs. But I think overall the upside to this card is far greater than its downside. I think it's worth the risk. We're going into the white hole, sir. Anyway. So yeah, that's speaking of which, yeah, we didn't even discuss the box, did we? I've released my video, and here I'm fairly certain that those of you who were going to watch the video already saw the video. Anyways, I opened 20 packs, and well, I've opened more since then, but in the video I opened 20 packs, and my whole thing was, yeah, I want to get Axe of Despair, I want to get Snowman Eater, and I want to get a Sangan. That was it. And so what happens? The first 5 packs I get nothing, but then what happens in pack 6? Axe. And what happens in the next pack? Sangan. And I'm not making this up. What happens in the next pack? Video evidence is there. It is there. Feel free to go look at it if you haven't. But yeah, within the video itself, I actually say, well, I guess I'm done. But I mean, those were the main cards that I wanted: the Axe, the Snowman Eater, and the Sangan. But secondary cards now, as I'm paying more attention, or as I'm examining the box more, yeah, like I said, Galaxy Cyclone. That's another card that, I mean, I wasn't really thinking I was going to dump any more gems into this box, but Galaxy Cyclone. And the good thing about that, I guess, is that since I may want to dump more gems into the box to get a Galaxy Cyclone, it will enable me to get more Mermails, which I could use later on, and more of the UA monsters, which I may use later on. Galaxy Cyclone X3, ooh, that's going to get expensive. That would get really expensive. But I mean, even one in the deck is pretty darn good. You know, because like I said, as long as they're, when you initially activate it, as long as that target is face down, they can chain. But like I said, I mean, it doesn't say it has to be set when this card resolves. So you've already met the requirement of it being face down. So if it's face down and they chain, fine. It may not necessarily work, but that card's still going to go away. Now, depending on the card that you destroy, they may still get an effect out of it. I don't know, obviously, but certain cards like Sea Stealth, like if it was face down Sea Stealth, and you hit it with Galaxy Cyclone, it's gone. It's gone. Yeah, again, they can chain, but it's gone. And then, of course, if they get another one out and they get it face up, then you can use Cyclone again, and it's gone. That's why I think it's such a good card. I think that's where the balance comes out of it, because they knew that with all this mermail stuff coming out and aqua actress water stuff going nuts, the people were going to use sea stealth attack. And so having Galaxy Cyclone is a way to balance that. So yeah. Yeah, same on Onslaught. The only difference I know, and I apologize, I don't know Sea Stealth Attack all that well because I haven't played it, but at least with Onslaught, if I were to chain, yeah, Onslaught would go away, but Onslaught has that secondary effect when it hits the graveyard. So I would still get something out of it. But I think the main focus for anybody facing an Amazon deck is just to get Onslaught off the field. That's their main concern. So yeah, once they're able to get Onslaught off the field, yeah, I may get my secondary effect where I get a monster, but yeah, one of my big cards is gone, so that would hurt. But yeah, I'm telling you, this card, man, I don't again, it's not going to be meta breaking, it's not going to change the game, but it's a good card. I think it's a good card, and like I said, the more I think about it, the more I think, you know, it might be worth. I mean, because I know 174 packs, man. It's gonna be hard to get it, but yeah, at least on the way there, I'll probably get some other good. Well, you know, again, I wouldn't mind getting another Sangan. I do want another Snowman Eater. I already have 2 axes, so if I get a 3rd axe, that would be just like whoa. But I mean, Drowning Mirror Force. That would be a pretty decent pool. Wouldn't necessarily be what I'm looking for, but it's a good pool. Gates of Dark World. All Fiend-type monsters gain 300 attack and defense. When return, you can banish 1 Fiend-type monster from your graveyard. Discard 1 Fiend-type monster, then draw 1 card. Wow. That's actually pretty solid. It's a field spell card. Imagine that with Dark Worlds. Well, obviously, Dark World. But, yeah. I don't know. Who was... I forget. I apologize. Who was running that Fiend deck against me with Dark Necrofear? Based on your experience with that deck, because obviously I've never played the Dark Necrofear deck, but you have, and you were playing Dark World monsters, if I remember. Do you think that would benefit you? I mean, because look, all Fiend type monsters gain 300 attack and defense. That's, I mean, that in itself is solid. And then once per turn, you can banish 1 Fiend type monster from your graveyard, discard 1 Fiend type monster, then draw 1 card. I mean, how do you think that would work? I think it could be useful. But then again, the only bad thing is if you're running Dark Necrofear, I know Dark Necrofear, obviously you got to remove 3 Fiends to bring out Necrofear. So that might hurt that a little bit, because if you start removing your own monsters, it's kind of working against Necrofear. So it's interesting, but I don't know. Definitely want to get your opinions on that, because again, I don't think I have all the cards for a Dark World deck, but I definitely have enough Fiends. So I don't know. I think I have like 1 Dark Necrofear though. Maybe I should build that. Maybe I should build, like, you know, for the weekend, build just like a straight Fiend deck and throw in Necrofear and see how it runs. Gemini Spark. Trigger 1 face a level 4 Gemini monster, then target 1 card on the field, destroy it, and if you do, draw 1 card. That's actually not bad. It's a 2 for 2. So it's not terrible. I mean, what other cards? I want to hear from you guys. What cards in this set, at least for you, do you think are really, really good? Because like I said, the ones I think are good, I think Drowning Mirror Force is good, but I don't know if I would use it. This is my other big one that I'm looking for. You already know I wanted the Axe, I wanted the Snow Eater, and I wanted the Sangan. And again, like I said, Galaxy Cyclone is another one. But which cards in this set do you all like? Because at this point right now, I'm hearing a lot of love for mermails. Or whatever they're male merms. Mermers? Whatever's. But obviously, we've seen Snowman Eater in action today. Let's see. Mermail Megalo. I have to find him. What is he? A super rare, ultra rare? MS Spike. Marksman. Yeah, those Atlantean. I've always liked those Atlantean cards. They seem very solid. Let's see. Yeah, where is he? Mermail's an ultra rare. Okay. Swamp Frog. Oh, there we go. You can discard 2 water monsters to your graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. When you do, you can add 1 Abyss Spell Trap card from your deck to your hand. You can tribute 1 other face-up attack position water monster. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. He's expensive. That's my initial thought, is he's expensive. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be so bad if you were able... Because, again, I've never run a water deck, at least not in Duel Links. Do they generally have a problem with getting cards to the hand? Or holding cards in the hand? Because based on this, I mean, if this was a legitimate option for you guys, I would have to imagine that they don't have a problem holding onto cards. Because, yeah, I mean, discarding 2 cards to bring that... I guess that's not bad. And then tribute 1 other face-up... attack position water monster. This card can make a second attack. That's not bad. The second effect is very solid. I think the second effect is solid. The first one, though... Well, I mean... Okay, I'm reading into it a little bit more now. You could always find a way, I guess, maybe to dump it. You could dump it in the graveyard and special summon it, because it doesn't say anything about not special summoning from the graveyard, so that's one way. And it says you can discard 2 water monsters, so you don't necessarily have to dump 2 from the hand. You can still tribute summon it, but, you know, it's kind of expensive. I just lost a fur hire with spellbooks for being greedy. That happens. Let's take a look. Maroon, not if you're discarding Atlantean. Let's take a look at Atlantean. This guy? I mean, because there are a few cards in here named Atlantean. Are you talking about Marksman? Let me see. This card affects battle damage. No, that seems different. Let me see. Maybe it's this guy. Infantry. During your main phase, you can... Well, no. Which one are you talking about? Both super rares. Okay, is the effect within the card themselves, or what am I missing here? Let me read again. Let me see. During your main phase, you can normal summon 1 level 4 or lower sea serpent type monster in addition to your normal summon. Okay. You can only get this effect once per turn. When this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a water monster's effect, target 1 card. Oh, okay. Target 1 face-up card on your opponent's controls to destroy that target. That's pretty solid. Okay. Let's see the Marksman. Target 1 set card your opponent controls to destroy that target. Okay. So at least you're getting something out of it. Okay. That's good. So that kind of makes it a little bit better. So yeah, you're dumping the 2 cards to special summon the big guy, but at least you're getting some effects out of it. So that's pretty decent. And obviously, I mean, those cards obviously with Sea Stealth attack. Oh man, that's rough. One pops face up, the other face down. It's nice. Just used my 12,000 lottery coins and basically got 3 of every card now. Well, hey, you're done then. I still don't have 3 of every card. I still only have 1 Sage Falcos. But admittedly, I'm lacking. I'm lacking with any sort of push to really finish the event. Try the deck in the event. I don't even have that deck yet. I do have that UA deck, as you all saw. The only thing I don't like about using the decks in the event is that you only can use the decks in the event. Which, let me explain exactly what I mean there. The decks that you face in the event aren't necessarily the best decks. I mean, they're interesting decks, but they're obviously not something you're going to face in, like, ranked duels. You know, you're not going to run into a Fur Hire deck in this event. You're not going to run into Amazons or Masked Heroes or Spellbooks. You're not going to run into that stuff. But I can tell you right now, if I had gems, if I had more gems, I'd buy at least a few more packs and try to get this. And, I don't know, did I get any of those cards? No, I didn't get either of them. Let's see, what exactly did I get? Yeah, the Sangan was the one ultra rare I got. I got this thing, and I think it was Dan was saying that he was kind of interested in seeing how these cards worked. They seem expensive to me. Expensive in the sense that there's a lot of maintenance behind them. You know, during each of your end phases, destroy this card unless you send 1 Iron Core Kawaki Maru from your hand to the graveyard, or reveal 1 Beast Warrior type monster in your hand. Once per turn, you can reveal 1 Iron Core in your hand to special summon 1 level 4 or lower Meru monster from your deck, except Meru. You're right. See, they seem a bit expensive. The upkeep is a bit... I mean, don't get me wrong. The 2,000 attack is nice. But just the upkeep seems like it would be a real pain in the butt. It's a lot of maintenance. Because each one of these cards has a similar effect like that. In fact, let me see. Where's there another one? Let's see it. Kawaki. It's around here somewhere. I saw another one. But yeah, they all have similar effects. Although cards like this thing do help with that. A little bit, yeah. If it's face-up Meru monster on the field to be destroyed during the end phase, you can just destroy this card instead. So he helps. And if and when this is destroyed, at least you get a token out of it. Basically, you send the card, but you get the token for the exact same, you know, attack and defense, which is not bad. Auto totally gets the Vagabond. Well, let's be honest. They're complacent. I mean, the AI, even the Vagabond AI, sometimes they do questionable things. So, who knows? Maybe they just completely... I don't know how you can screw up a Fur Hire deck, but maybe they did. Maybe they made a really bad move. Y'all might be asking yourself, I don't know, maybe you're not. But again, Axe to Despair. I was happy that I got 2. And the big reason I wanted to get more is... I mean, like, what is it? A couple months ago now, we got Mahavilo. And I have 3 copies of that card. And I've been wanting to build a deck specifically built around equip cards, just to really mess with that monster. And I've got a few others. I've got, like, one-shot wand and that sort of stuff. But the Axe, I liked it simply because it's 1,000 attack. I just wanted to see how hard I could pump up a Mahavilo. So I think for fun, maybe I'll build that. Because 2 Axes is pretty good. You know, I would want to, if I were building that deck specifically, I would want a 3rd Axe, but 2 is pretty darn good. So I think I'm gonna try and build the Maha deck, just to mess around. Again, it's not gonna be a serious deck, but just to kind of see what I can do with it, since I have the Mahas there. And then I don't know. I have to kind of figure out. Yeah, Mage Power. I actually don't have a Mage Power though, so I'd have to go get a Mage Power. But Axe is still pretty good. So I was happy to get, and even then, I mean, even if you don't use it in a Maha deck, adding 1,000 attack to a monster is still pretty solid. And the thing is, if you did want to get it back, it's not, you know, it's not mandatory that you dump a monster and put it back on top. Unlike Unicorn. Remember, I've said it a few times on other streams where I'm not a big fan of Horn of the Unicorn. I'm just not. Simply because it makes you place the card back on top of your deck. I'm not a fan of it. This one gives you the option. The only thing is it has a cost. Obviously, you have to tribute a monster. But you have the option to stick it back on top of your deck. But the cool thing about that is that it just says tribute 1 monster. It doesn't say tribute 1 monster and send it to the graveyard. So you could tribute a token. So I like this card better. Let me think. What else was there? Actually, I can't believe I got a UA penalty box. I got that thing. Let me think. Gigastone Omega. I don't think he's going to make a big splash. He's kind of an interesting monster, but I don't think he's going to make a big splash. The Slugger. Yeah, I guess those are the big cards that I think of right off the bat. There was one other one. Let me think. There was one other card. And I know I got a copy of it. I just got to remember where it is. Was it this one? I think it is this one. During this turn, each time a card is removed from play from your hand, your side of the field, or your graveyard by the effect of an opponent's monster, and then it has the various things. It says, if a card in your hand is removed from play up to 2 random cards in your opponent's hand. That's a nice effect. It doesn't happen very often, but it's a nice effect. If this card you control is removed from play, or I'm sorry, if a card you control is removed from play up to 2 cards in your opponent controls. That is the big effect I'm looking at. Because think of it like this. Again, I'm using Fur Hires because they're the big deck right now. I know Dinah likes to remove from play. And it says right here, if a card you control is removed from play. Well, no, that's true. Never mind. I didn't see that. Okay. Well, hold on. So Dinah wouldn't quite work because those would be in the graveyard. Okay, bad example. My bad. But I still think it's a fairly solid ability. If a card you control is removed from play, that would actually go really well versus Amazons. Yeah, so if they ram into you or you ram into an Amazon, they obviously activate their Onslaught ability, then that's going to really throw them off because, again, remove from play up to 2 cards your opponent controls. It doesn't say monsters. So you could dump, you could dump 2 Amazons on the field, or you could dump an Amazon and Onslaught. Yeah, it's hard versus Amazons. So, yeah. If a card if a card in your graveyard is removed from play, remove from play up to 2 cards in your opponent's graveyard. That's not bad either. Again, that's probably why I was thinking for higher. Because because again, Dinah likes to remove from the graveyard. Removing Fur Hires from the graveyard, I don't know if that's such a huge deal. But I mean, it's still not bad. But again, versus Amazons, this is a vicious card. And the fact that it's a normal rarity means that pretty much anybody can get their hands on it. You're maxed out on rare jewels. Sound like Dan, man. Well, you can negate it, but it's, you gotta, I mean, if you're unable to negate it, then you're in bad shape. That's the question, though, is can you negate it? And Amazon decks versus this, the Amazons aren't really known for negating spell cards. They, like, the build that I have can destroy them a little bit, depending on the situation, because I run 2 Sages. But as far as negating magic cards, no. Now, obviously, there are more ways than one to build an Amazon deck, but yeah, that's going to be interesting. And then we got our funky cards, the Bubble Blasters, the Bubble Shuffle, the Burst Return. Who was it that posted their drops in Discord? Was it Dan? Dan was like, dude, I got terrible, and he got like 4 or 5 of these. He's just like, look what I got, man, this stinks. And I don't blame him. He did get some crap draws or crap pulls. That was bad. Makes me feel like a king in comparison. And I don't know why you're maxed out on rare jewels. That simply means that you're not buying enough cards from the from the card trader. You need to go get some more. Amazon's trap that brings your monster back to your hand. Oh, is that Dramatic Rescue? I can't remember right off the bat because I'm only thinking of the cards that I run in my Amazon deck. But like I said, there's obviously more than one way to build the Amazon. Oh, look, it's reset time. A rare ticket. But yeah, there are other people that run the various Amazon cards. I don't. Some people run Amazonist Archers. Some people run Dramatic Rescue. Some people run what was that other card? There's another trap card. I can't remember the name of it though. But yeah, there's a handful of them. In fact, I could probably here, just so we can say we looked. Let this load up real quick, and we'll do a quick search on Amazon. Yeah, Amazon Scout. That's true. Maybe that might be its saving grace, is that there are a lot of Amazon cards that don't generally get run in a mainstream Amazon deck, and maybe those cards will make a resurgence now. Because, again, the meta is changing, so we gotta see. Yeah, look, see, Amazon Archers. Activate only when your opponent declares an attack while you control an Amazon monster. All monsters your opponent controls are changed to face-up attack position. Flip effects are not activated. All lose 500 attack, and as long as they remain face on the field, your opponent must attack with all their monsters. Okay, that's all right. Let me see, which other one were we talking about? Was it the trainee or the scouts? Let's see. During the player's turn, you contribute this card. This turn, face-up Amazonist monsters you currently control cannot be targeted by monster effects and cannot be destroyed by card effects. That's actually pretty good. Versus Sea Stealth, that's pretty good. Cannot be targeted by monster effects, cannot be destroyed by card effects. Not bad. Oh, Queen's Pawn. I think maybe this was the other one I was looking at. Well, there are a few of them. Queen's Pawn and then Amazoness Shamanism. Let's read the pawn. Activate only when an Amazoness monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends to the graveyard. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower Amazoness monster from your deck. Not bad. Dramatic Rescue. Activate only when a card is activated that targets an Amazoness monster. Return the targeted monster to its owner's hand and special summon 1 other monster from your hand. Interesting. You say there's one that brings it from the deck? Destroy all face-up Amazon monster you control, then you can special summon any number of level 4 or lower Amazoness monsters from your graveyard in face-up defense position, up to the number of monsters destroyed by this effect. Ooh. So you're basically swapping out all your monsters there. Spellcaster, target one is the last monster, no. Amazoness monster, okay, attacked by 1,000. Heirloom. This particular monster cannot be destroyed. Where are you looking at Spellcaster? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one you're talking about. Blowpipers, Chainmaster was actually really nice in the TCG, but not so much in Duel Links. Simply because that cost is pretty high. Well, trainee. Monsters destroyed by battle with this card are returned to the bottom of... Oh, yeah. Amazoness Spy. You have one other Amazon monster in your hand. Special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this effect on Amazon once per turn. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can target one Amazon's monster in your graveyard except Amazoness Spy. Return to the hand or shovel it into the deck. Well, yeah, interesting. The box is, again, it's interesting. I think it's maybe just because I got lucky. But the new box is very interesting. It's going to definitely change things up for the KC Cup. And you know what the bad thing is? I just realized we're getting close to time. In fact, it's pretty much time. And we didn't build a Silent Magician deck, which is okay. I think I asked Dan to put it into... Oh, there it is. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Dan stuck it into chat, I think it was. Was it Dan? Yes. Dan put his Silent Magician build into Discord, so I'll take a look at that. And I'll see if I can throw it together. I'm pretty sure I have all the cards, but, you know, I'll mess with it here in a little while. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for the day, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. Mad Monday was pretty fun, even though I got my butt handed to me a few times. But still pretty fun. Tomorrow, Tuesday, what is today's date? Today's the 27th. Well, oh, okay, Monster World is available tomorrow too. Okay, darn. I thought it was going to end tonight. Okay, so because I was thinking if it ends tonight, that means we're getting a new event, and then I could just do the event tomorrow. But okay, yeah, I'm not really sure what we're going to do for tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. But until then, guys, be safe. Don't go crazy if you lose at Madden football, because that's not good. Don't ever do that. Don't ever go insane. Yeah, and I guess that just about does it, man. I will probably be around in Discord for a little while if y'all have questions. Same as things as I always say. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, all that other good stuff. Until then, I'll see you all tomorrow.